Hello and welcome. My name is Zafar Iqbal, and you are watching the Mojo Story. There was a massive blast at the Nowgam Police Station in Srinagar. It is on the peripheries of Srinagar, the Nowgam Police Station. That blast happened in the night, and that building was razed to the ground. There were a lot of damage to the cars which were parked there, and also to the adjacent buildings where window panes and glasses broke down. You can see the visuals on your screen. That's the amount of destruction that was caused by this blast. Now, this blast happened when a big quantum of ammonium nitrate was kept there. It was basically from taken from the Faridabad Jash module that's been busted and was brought there as a matter of investigation. There were forensic teams there and also other officials. 9 people have died in that blast, or 30 are injured, most of them policemen who were at the police station at that time. Now, the DGP of Jammu and Kashmir, Nalin Prabhat, has clearly said that it's an accidental blast. There is no other angle. There should be no speculation drawn in this blast. Why is it significant? It's very important for the fact that Nowgam Police Station was the first to start the investigation in the Jash Faridabad terror module case. Now, this happened after posters of Jash surfaced in the month of October in Nowgam. That's the time when SHO of this particular police station and other senior police officers of Srinagar and Kashmir got their act together, and they followed up on those leads, and that led to the busting of that terror module and the arrest of doctors. It was a doctor model where doctors were involved in fomenting terror. One of the doctors, Dr. Umar, in fact, drove a car near Red Fort, and that car exploded, and 13 people were killed. Now, that blast happened in the night, and I was there during the day. That area is still being cordoned off. There was also a tailor who lived nearby who has died. You can see on your screen that's the concertina wire that's been laid so that the evidences don't get damaged. To get a sense of this incident, we're today joined by an eminent panel. Let's introduce our guests. Colonel M.S. Kular, military veteran; Alan Rao, former DCP and lawyer at Delhi High Court. Kular Sahab, if I may start with you. What is the sense that you make of this? This is rather a very, very unusual incident that has happened. Why is it unusual? Because these explosives were brought from Faridabad, all the way transported to Srinagar, kept in a police station, and then obviously there was a SOP that was being followed, that handover and takeover, the sealing of the ammunition, and at that particular time, in the night, this blast happened.
Zafar Sahab, very good evening to you, to your viewers, and my co-panelist DCP Rao Sahab. Uh, Before we unfold this incident, let's understand what has happened. Three major inputs are important to understand. One was 2,900 kilogram of ammonia nitrate that was found in Faridabad, and subsequently to that, then it was 350 or 360 kilogram that came in media. Initially, it was RDX, and then by the police it was confirmed it's ammonia nitrate. So these are two incidents, and what followed was the Lee blast near Red Fort. Now there also there were conjectures. Initially it was CNG, from CNG to some terrorist incident, and subsequently the pre-investigation of the blast site pointed towards that there is a use of likely ammonia nitrate. Now, this is
Yeah.
what has happened. Now, as for the statement which has been given by the DGP, the incident which happened at around 11:20 at Nowgam Police Station, where this blast occurred and we had casualties, every information is known to us. And DGP said it's a accidental blast. And firstly, I condemn. We are, we condole the deaths and the injuries which has happened there. Number
Yeah.
one. Secondly, let's go back. This evidence was collected in Delhi, somewhere in Faridabad, by the J&K police. And as per their statement, they have shifted this explosive to Nowgam Police Station because this evidence was required there and captured by the J&K police. They said we moved and shifted this explosive in a very tight packed containers. Subsequently, this blast happens at 11:20. The media report says that there were police personnel, there were FSL personnel, and then maybe two three or more officials वहां पे थे. तो ये इंसिडेंट वहां पे हुआ है. अब इसको समझने के लिए हमको थोड़ी सी टेक्निकल इंफॉर्मेशन समझनी पड़ेगी कि जो अमोनिया नाइट्रेट की हम बात कर रहे हैं और लूजली मीडिया के अंदर बोला जा रहा है कि अमोनिया नाइट्रेट एक बॉम्ब है. अमोनिया नाइट्रेट firstly is a not a natural compound, it is manufactured using ammonia and nitric oxide. Secondly, by itself, it cannot be, it is not classified as per United Nations classifications even by the Indian government as explosive hazard. However, as ammonia nitrate is an oxidizer, when it comes in contact with some kind of a fuel, then it becomes hazardous. Not only that, we need to understand, even the viewers needs to understand, when the ammonia nitrate is mixed with the fuel, still it needs some kind of a shock by some kind of explosive which will act as an initiator. So this is so far ammonia nitrate is concerned. Now this incident, if you really ask me, uh, it was carelessly handled. More about this, how the police handle these explosives. Are they capable of handling these kind of evidences and explosives? Are they trained about that? I'm sure the DCP Rao Saab will throw light on that. But to
Yes.
my mind, the initial assessment was that firstly, imagine so many people are in such a close vicinity of this explosive or whatever explosive material or hazardous material we are calling it. Now what could have led to it? Subsequently we can discuss that how the ammonia nitrate can become hazardous and what are the reasons to that.
Right. Rao Sahab, what is the SOP that is generally followed? Because uh, they are trained professionals, but there is still an SOP that has to be followed. All of these explosives, this big quantum of explosive that was transported to Kashmir, kept at a particular place, and then that procedure was adopted. Uh, do you think that the SOP was properly followed, and what is exactly that SOP that's being drawn? Because if these explosive materials were at Haryana, then probably these tests could have been done there also, or it is a legal requirement that all of this has to be taken to the place where the investigation started actually.
Good evening, Jafar Saab and Colonel Kularji, and to all your viewers also. Let me clarify. This is a technical or legal issues are involved in that case. First of all, when this explosive, so-called explosive, was recovered from Faridabad, it could have been deposited there in that local police station, because the recovery of any explosive at a very particular place, the offense is made out there only. That is one thing, that this explosive was not required to be brought to Srinagar. If it was to be connected with the Srinagar case, then that explosive could have been sent for examination of the FSL authorities about these contents of this explosion. What are these contents? What is this all about? That report could have been attached with the Srinagar police case. Number one. Number two, I don't buy the theory of DG Jammu and Kashmir that this explosive while handling it exploded. Colonel Saab also have very clearly explained about it. Only explosive, maybe as RDX, maybe any explosive which is lying idle, cannot blast itself in itself. It requires a fuel, or it requires any instigation. It requires any detonation. Without any detonation, without any ignition, without any fuel, without any that battery, that cannot explode it in itself. I don't know how it is being stated that this blast was because of that handling of this that explosive in the police station, because um, uh, in every case that I must tell you the component of bomb. What is the component bomb? In addition to the explosive, there should be a that an ignition that can be a battery source or any timer or anything else. But at that after that, it should be in a very tight container. When it is called a bomb, it should be in a tight container containing splinters, this ball bearing, this any so thing, and the pieces of glasses, pieces of iron, so that these all these splinters become just like bullet when this exploded. These injuries are which have been caused in any particular bomb. These are only caused with these splinters inside that bomb, which have been which are spread over after the blast takes place. So I don't know how this is being created as that is it's a blast by that explosive. Number one, it should not have been brought to this. And about the SOP, I must tell you about the handling of explosive also. That any if any explosive is to be handled, it should not be deposited in the police station. It should be deposited in some open area where and away from the population or any other a place where there cannot be any much damage to the public or the property. So any
Right.
explosive, it should not have been deposited in the Malkhana police station, or this could have been damaged. It could have been destroyed by the NSG people or by any bomb squad. It could have been destroyed there then and there only. We have dealt with so many other cases when these explosives are found in a when a particular bomb is found at a very any public place. We call the NSG people, bomb squad people. They destroy that bomb then and there, and then they take
Right.
they give a report about the container containing particulars of that bomb, what was all about,
Right.
and that
Right.
report is made in a part of the case property, the case file,
Right.
and that is used as an evidence during trial.
Right.
So
Let
this is
us
this.
Kular Saab, you want to come in here, as Rao Saab was, telling us that what is the procedure that is basically uh, followed. In this case, the police station is in a populated area. It has a small compound. What is the sense that you make of it?
जफर साहब देखिए राव साहब ने बड़े अच्छे तरीके से बताया है दैट द लीगैलिटी पार्ट. First of all, it was not at all necessary to carry such a huge amount of so-called explosive because it is not yet certain whether it is an explosive or not, because it's all likelihood until unless the forensic laboratories confirm. Because when the BD teams go on ground, I have been counter ID expert and I have been training for 3.5 years all the police and SG guys and the army and the foreign armies. So I can speak with authority on this issue because they carry out initial investigation at the site, and they have got explosive detection kits, bomb BD kits, wherein they can come to some kind of a conclusion. Thereafter they collect the evidence from the blast scene. In fact, they carry out reconstruction of the blast scene. So all these are things which are required to be done as far as investigation. Number one. Number two, as far as shifting of this explosive, when the DGP says, I fully agree with Rao Saab that it is a very stupid statement. It was sheer negligence, firstly, and secondly, it is a carelessness. And third issue, which is very much involved here, which they need to answer, is why this explosive was required to be shifted from place A to place B. Now, just for the information of the viewers, when we classify the explosive, they are low explosives and high explosives. How we differentiate it depends on the detonation of the explosive, because low explosive generally they burn like gunpowder. uh, so as and the detonations are less than 3000 meter per second. As far as the high explosive is concerned, the detonation is much higher, and they are further classified, as Rao Saab also said, into primary explosives as well as secondary explosives, because primary explosives are more sensitive than secondary explosives. Now, just in nutshell, if the bomb has to go or anything has to go, there is a main explosive, then it has got a booster, then it has got an initiator or a detonator. So there is a chain of detonation which happens, and then the blast occurs. Now, what is the difference between a normal explosive and ammonium nitrate? When we talk about TNT, RDX, all these explosives, they have fuel as well as oxidizer both in one place. So basically, fuel gets initiated, and the oxygen which is inbuilt the explosive, that is used by the fuel, and that is how we get the blast and the shock effect. As far as ANFO, ammonia nitrate, is concerned, it is only an oxidizer. However, the oxidizer can also be hazardous. The case in point is that if you take our attention back to Beirut 2020, August 2020, 3,000 tons of ammonia nitrate was lying in a warehouse, which was caught in 2014. Because ultimately these explosives, they are chemical compounds and their deterioration happens. And we all know how that thing happened, and where 300 400 people got killed, number one. Secondly, when they said, the statements were made by the Delhi police that 2,900 kilogram of material was there. There were no specific list of material what was included in that. Was it is only ammonia nitrate? Was there something else? Though they said there were some circuits, there were walkie-talkies, there were detonators. Now, I will tell you a few terms where the things will become more easier, though they are technical. United Nation has carried out classification of explosives as per hazards. Like each classification has got different hazard groups. For example, ammonia nitrate, being an oxidizer, is classified as 5.1. So this is as for a United Nation. In our country, we have got Explosives Act 1884, and which has been amended over a period of time. Rausa would be knowing, in ammonia nitrate rules have been taken out by PESO. PESO is Petroleum Explosive Safety Organization under Ministry of Commerce, who is the nodal agency who gives the license for manufacture of ammonia nitrate, its licensing, its movement in the country, its storage, its transportation. Everything is listed in the rules, ammonia nitrate rules. So as far as Indian rule you asked, Rausab, is that how this transportation happens. In the past there has been incidences when number of these explosives, unexploded bombs, also have been found at various places, and there are ways and means how they are supposed to be carried by the trained people, taken to open areas where the population areas are not there. Not only that, these are transported generally at the night time, the roads are cleared. But look at this incident, how careless statement has been given by the DGP Kashmir, that it is just an accidental. How will he explain the that 13 people have died? What kind of protocols did they
Nine,
use?
nine,
What kind of
nine people,
SOPs?
nine
Are they
people,
trained, like
not
I asked in the
nine,
first instance?
9 people
Sorry,
have died, not
I stand
13.
corrected. Yeah, you. Thank you for that correction. 9 people, and so many people injured. And look at the intensity of the blast. Look at the damage which is created, because now we don't know what kind of a material, whether the some RDX was there, whether some detonators. Now we know how the police at the lower level functions. There are no SOPs followed
Right.
in our
So,
country. Any incident happens, हमारे तो भीड़ इकट्ठी हो जाती है वहां पे. तो
right,
इमेजिन 40 guys, मतलब 20-30 इंजर्ड हो गए हैं, 9 मर गए हैं, तो इससे ज्यादा वहां पे मजमा लगा हुआ होगा. And like
right.
Rao Saab
Rao
said,
sir,
why it should be taken to police station.
yeah, that's an important question. Why it should be taken to the police station, and why all of this process was carried out in the night. The incident happened at 11:20 in the night when this blast happened, and that's the time when all these procedures were being done. So there will be investigation why at all this happened, and what can be the possible remedies. But do you think that lessons would be drawn from this case and possible change in the SOP in the future? Because this
Uh,
sort of an
Zafar,
incident.
I am sorry to say I doubt, because what is my past experience in the army? I have interacted with a lot of police agencies also. Why these ammonia nitrate 2012 rules were taken out, they had restricted that the total weight of the ammonia nitrate in that mixture should not be more than 45%, because if it is more than 45%, then it becomes more hazardous. That does not mean that if it is less than 45%, it is still not that dangerous. There are numerous incidents. If you go back and do Google how this ammonia nitrate, just for the viewers information, around 20 to 30 lakh metric ton ammonia nitrate we use in our country. Out of that, almost 50% is manufactured in India and 50% is imported from outside. And when it comes at the ports, there have been number of incidents from Vizag, Naxalite area. The ammonia nitrate has been, these vehicles have been hijacked and the ammonia nitrate has been taken by the Naxalites. And we know how they have used against the police forces and the CRPF deployed in Naxalite areas to the tune of 300 kilo, 100 kilo bomb blasts or IEDs which they have planted under the
Right.
roads where the vehicles used to go. So
Right.
you are asking me, there are many challenges. The answers are not so simple. There is no system of accounting, because the problem with our governments and the agencies and the police is that they are not allowed to do their primary job.
Right. Now,
There,
let
and
me
there
go
is
to
no
Rao sir.
accountability.
Yes.
Not only that, Zafar, just 1 second. The explosive is also manufactured by a lot of private companies. The license is given by the PISO. That includes your gelatin sticks, because these are being used for road construction, mining, quarries. Now, when we talk about pilferage, until and unless we have the strictest of regulations are there, but implementation is zero. On ground,
Right.
it's the district magistrate of a district under whose area he's the one who is responsible
Right.
for all these things.
Rao Sahab, I want to come to you. Now that this incident has happened, there was a ongoing process of investigation. So many people have been detained. This entire network has been busted. There are doctors in at Al Falah University in Haryana, most of them from Kashmir. There's also a lady doctor from that place. She's also been arrested. What happened to investigation here on? Do you think that this will have an impact on the overall investigation that's underway?
Yes, definitely. This case also will have some overall impact on the ongoing investigation by National Investigation Agency. And you all know that NIA has a very vast sphere of investigation, because the links of this case are linked to so many other states also, and so many other people have been rounded up and they are being questioned. After questioning them, all their associates and their motive, intention, and their further planning is being revealed by the investigating officers. May not be revealed to the press or media right now, but definitely there may be something very important aspects of this investigation is being carried out by NIA. And this case, I fully agree with Colonel Kular that this ammonium nitrate rules and the protocol or the PS, this SOP was not at all adopted by the police and the concerned officers who transported this explosive from Haryana to Srinagar. Number one, it was not required to be transported. Number two, when it was to be transported, it could have been that SOP should have been followed. Ammonium nitrate rules could have been followed, and definitely it should have been handled with very care and caution under the supervision of a magistrate at a very open area, not in the night in a police station. That is the sheer negligence on the part of the police. No doubt that Jammu and Kashmir police has done a very good job in initiation that this case was worked out, and so many other persons have been apprehended, and including the recovery of this ammonium nitrate in huge quantity, which could have been used for detonating so many other bombs all over India, as it is stated to have been planned by the terrorist organizations. No doubt that was a very good work done by the Jammu and Kashmir police. and especially this police station, Nowgam. And but this incident, last night incident, which took the life of 9%, 32 people have been injured. That's definitely a very shocking, and we have all condolences for the deceased persons of Srinagar, Nowgam Police Station incident, as well as for Delhi, the Red Fort incident. But definitely, when you ask about the future planning and that this such incident should not occur in future, definitely the superior supervisory officers must take a note of it. Then the all legal formalities should be completed. There should not be any in haste action like this in this case has taken place, and that all rules and regulations about the handling of explosive, as Colonel Cooler has explained in detail, that should be adopted, and all future care and caution is most importantly required to handle such type of incidents.
Right. Also, to remind our viewers that Nowgam Police Station is very significant in the sense that this was the police station that started the investigation into this module. Now, after posters of jazz started appearing in Nowgam, the SHO of the police station and other officials of Jammu and Kashmir police swung into action. They connected the dots, and that finally led to the arrest of an imam. On his interrogation, he pointed out doctors. Some doctors were rounded up, arrested at their interrogation. That's how this entire module got busted. And one of those doctors, Dr. Umar, drove the car near the Red Fort that exploded and in which 13 people were killed. Now, this police station was the one that had started this investigation. So, Kular Saab, is it important that all this material has to be taken to the first point of investigation, the police station or the agency that started the investigation in the first place?
Rao Saab has explained us in the beginning itself that there was no need of taking every evidence there. There are ways and means, and these are laid down in our criminal procedure systems, in legal system, that how the evidence can be, taken. As far as the offense is concerned, the location of the offense and the crime is basically in Delhi. So even the investigation is being done by the J&K. Even they wanted to take, they could have taken some sample, number one. Secondly, as Rausav also said, it is a big setback for the morale of the police also, the wonderful investigation or whatever they did in Faridabad along with Haryana police and Delhi police, in capturing all these guys and breaking the network. But sometimes we become little careless or maybe exuberance or something else. Maybe that has led to do. But it definitely affects the morale of the people also. Nowgam is the central point from where the investigation started all this a month back, and then their investigation led them to Delhi and Faridabad. So the lesson learned is that the kind of lives we have lost, they could have been saved. So I think people need to pull up their socks, put their house in order, and have their drills and SOPs in
Right,
place. It
right,
was a fantastic job done, but unfortunate this incident.
right. Rao Saab, you want to say something before we wrap up? Last word to you.
That's why that point have been covered by Colonel Saab, because legally it was not required to be brought from that because where the recovery is there, when anything is recovered at that very moment, particularly that explosive or any arms and ammunition, the case should have been registered in Faridabad, and it might have been registered there only. And that case property was of that case, and that is to be required in the trial of that Faridabad case, not in that Nowgam police station case.
Right.
However, that report of expert about this explosive, that could have been used as an evidence in Nowgam police station, and actually this material was not required to be brought physically here. This is my point.
Right. Thank you so much, Rao Saab, Colonel Kular, for joining us today and for sharing your thoughts. And thanks to our viewers for tuning in and for watching the Mojo story. Thanks a lot. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
It's great to see you here. Thank you for watching our work. If you haven't subscribed yet, don't forget to click the bell icon and subscribe to Mojo Story and support independent, robust journalism.